Welcome, everyone. Sorry I was a little bit silent there. Been trying to get things set up. It looks like we have a satellite or a plane went straight through the center of our image, so that'll be fun to try and stack out. I've got to pull up asking if if you do astrophotography, do you enjoy galaxy season? The poll is anonymous, but so far we got one vote for yes. Or do you prefer sort of the nebulas when they come out in the summer? I personally prefer galaxy season. I think it's kind of my favorite time. I enjoy trying to trying to image things that are millions and millions of light years away. But this galaxy is kind of neat looking. It's 51 million miles away from what I can find on the internet. And it's a pretty cool one. Satellite, yep. I got it in the satellite. It's like one of the first images. Actually, for me, this summer is galaxies, winter is nebulas. Oh. Cool. Yeah. Where are you at? Hey, James, how are you? Yeah, we got a satellite, one of the very first images. So I don't think it's going to go away. I'm doing well. Doing well. It's clear. It's nice and clear. Trying 30-second exposures tonight. So hopefully that'll work. I mean, with the M101, was doing 15-second exposures, just so many files. Yeah, I'm in India, and as of now, we are packed up until October this year. Oh, wow. Okay, I got another 2.5 minutes coming in. It'll be stacked. So, James, have you had better weather? I'm glad to see you doing NGC 4535, one of my favorites. Yeah, I like it a lot too. I don't think I've ever done it. I always get this one confused with, let's see, which one is it? NGC 4312, because they kind of look, or M100, not NGC 4312, M100. I get it confused. I did NGC 6744 last. Yeah. I don't know if I should stop the stacking and try and find the one that was bad and then delete it, because we got satellites going everywhere here. Terrible weather here with flooding, hail, and snow. Oh no. Snow? Oh man. Yeah, I think I might stop the stacking and try and find that one and redo it so we get that satellite out of here. Looks like we've got another one too. Let's see. Whew. Yeah. So hopefully, like with the 30-second exposures, we'll get all of the data in stacked, live stacked. So, satellites or planes, yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know if she's either. I think planes for me is worse. Both, yeah, both. Okay, let me try and find this. I'm gonna stop the live stacking real quick, and then find the offending image. Because I don't know, I just don't want to see that all night. Let's see, we've got. Nope, there it is. Found it. Okay. Let's start again. Both, and the green lasers that start at star parties, they spoil a lot of subs. Yeah. Yeah, that's no fun. Yeah, I can imagine. So, yeah, I remember I was going, I would go to star parties sometimes. I would take my kids and they like to play flashlight tag. You have to try and explain to them that they can't do that. But they were little. Back in 5 minutes. Got it. Okay, sure. Ooh. So, if you don't mind me asking, is it Tarun? How do you pronounce your name? I don't want to mess it up. I'm sorry, I have to ask too. But yes. You got it right. Which one? Is it Tarun? Like that? Okay. All right. Good. Hopefully that's right. So I just feel it's better to ask than to not know. Let's see. That's a nice little galaxy. I like it. My internet is being slow at the moment. Oh, my Wi-Fi is. So it's taking a while to download this next set of images. What equipment am I running now? It's a Celestron C8 with a CW or a ZWO 294 monochrome camera, so it's just a luminance filter right now. And it's on a HEQ5 mount, so like, or an Orion Sirius. So I'm trying to keep the exposure short because the that serious mount is a little bit I guess I should say the C8 is a little bit too big for the serious mount. Yeah, thanks. Tarun, do you do astrophotography too? And if so, like, what kind of equipment do you use? Oh, now we're getting a little bit better download speeds. So if it's like the first time you're here, take it from I download it from my Raspberry Pi, which is running all of my equipment, and then I have to download it to my computer to stack it. So it takes a little bit. A Red Cat 51 and a GT 71 on a CEM 26 mount with a 553 MC Pro. Cool. It sounds like a nice setup. The Red Cat is a nice little scope. I don't have one. I do have an 80 millimeter, but it's an Orion doublet. Okay, let's see. We're adding a little bit more. I think that was about 5 minutes of exposure. Probably. Yeah, this galaxy's nice and bright. What's your favorite target, Tarun? If you have one. I don't know if you have one. Maybe you don't. I don't think I could tell you what my favorite target is. I think I like them all. Yeah, it's a nice wide field. Yep. M8, yeah. 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 I like M8 too. It's nice and bright. It's so nice. Yeah. The Trifid, yeah, I like the Trifid as well. I think, yeah, I've done the Lagoon a couple of times. I really like the Eagle Nebula. I've only done that like once because it's kind of low in the sky where I'm at. So if you hear me clicking, because I'm constantly downloading and uploading images to different folders. Yeah, the Trifid is really cool. Like it's nice because it has like all the dark structure in between sort of the reflection nebula and the the HA region. It's one of the coolest, I think. I agree. And the Lagoon Nebula is nice too. I don't know what I would pick. In all honesty, I'm not sure. Maybe yeah, I don't know. Maybe M78. I really like M78, but the problem is I live in a light polluted sky, so like I can't really get a good image of it. So Cygnus Small, yeah, I like that too. North American Nebula is really nice. And the Pelican Nebula, all that area. Yeah. Live in a Bortle 9. Yeah, I live in a Bortle 7, 8-ish. I feel your pain. For like the first couple of years I was doing astrophotography, I was in like a Bortle 10. So let's see. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the video buffering at all? Just saying that might not be receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. L Ultimate for narrowband targets, yeah. Is that one of those dual band filters? I mean, I guess so, right? Yeah. Yeah, those are nice. I'm always like thinking whether I should get just a color camera to be so much easier to process things. Yeah, 3 nanometers, that's pretty good. It would be nice if they figure out a way how to get rid of light pollution. We've got about 20 minutes. Spiral arms are coming in pretty nicely. Thinking of moving to a mono from a one-shot color. Yeah. Yeah, mono is nice. For a narrow band especially. Yeah, I don't think I would get rid of my mono camera though. I think I would just get a one-shot color to add on to it, but I don't know, probably not for a while, because I really like it would be nice, but it's not like I need a one-shot color. So maybe what I should do at the end of the stream is like restack all the images so you can see how the galaxy gets better, like really quickly. One-shot color is for lazy guys like me. Yeah. One-shot color is definitely definitely nice. Only time I really had a one-shot color was when I was using an unmodified DSLR, and then I found a nice deal on cloudy nights for a smaller CCD camera, and that was monochrome, so that kept me on sort of the monochrome path. Otherwise, I might have, gone the one-shot color route. It's not bad to be lazy, especially for a hobby. I mean, you want to relax, right? So when you're doing hobbies most of the time. I wonder how much imaging time I'm going to need with this. Guess I could check it out. I could use the app I made, right? Let me see. Let's see, what would I need? Oh, I would have to open up Serial again, I think. Let me see. I have a 533mm Pro ordered with filters, and the filter wheel waiting time is like 3 months to get it. Yeah. Yeah. Everything seems like it's back ordered right now. It's hard to get stuff. A couple years back, I was waiting for a GSO Richie Cascade. Oh, Richie Creation, sorry. And it took, I don't know, I ordered it like November. It got to me in March or something, maybe. And that was right before the start of COVID, probably. I think I was lucky to get it as quickly as I did. See, I don't really want to open up a new thing of Serial to see how much time I'll do. Maybe I'll do it later. For us, India is even more difficult as we pay 2 times the MSRP. Yeah. Yeah, that stinks. It's weird though, too, right? Like, you would think it would be less. Because if, like, I feel all the cameras are like made in China or somewhere in Asia. Seems like the shipping would be less. All right, we're at 26 minutes. Let me go check real quick the guiding for it. Let's see. Guiding is fine. I might have to do a focus soon, probably in like another 30 minutes. This is geopolitics that makes stuff expensive here, yeah. Yeah, politics gets in the way of a lot of things, I think. Hey, James. Welcome back. We were just talking about geopolitics a little bit. Yeah, it's already looking pretty good. It's nice. I think C8 is working well for it. Such a long focal length on that mount. I don't know if you heard, James, I'm using 30-second exposures instead of 15-second exposures this time. So it's a little bit easier to download them, stack them. For about 26 minutes. It's more expensive here, too, because we are so remote down in New Zealand. Yeah. Is that dust on the sensor? Yeah, it's dust on the sensor. Either the sensor or somewhere on somewhere. I don't know. I have like one flat frame that I'm using for calibration. Hopefully, like when I do the real stack, I have, you know, I have more flat frames, but that I took tonight, but I don't have those stacked. So hopefully those will come out in the final image. It might not though. I feel like I've got a little bit of like mirror flop. So like if I take flat frames straight vertically, like, you know, the light hits the sensor one way, and then like when it's like pointed at an object, you know, of course it's angled, and so the light's hitting it another way, and so it doesn't fully calibrate out, which is a little bit annoying. Yeah, hopefully it'll calibrate out. Which oscilloscope am I using? The C8, so the one I've been using for M101 and stuff. So I think my M101 turned out pretty good. I ended up with about 2,700 images at 15 seconds, which I think is like 11 hours. And the core is real nice. I mean, I just recently updated the, you know, my logo for the channel, you know, with M101 behind it and like the neural net graph in front. That M101 is the one I've been working on. Yeah. Yeah. I think it did come out pretty good, especially considering all the light pollution I have. But I mean, I can't complain, like, because a lot of the time I was imaging like really kind of closer to the zenith, and it was pretty good in terms of like not a lot of humidity when I was imaging it, so there wasn't a lot of light scattering, so it wasn't that bad. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, thanks, Tarun. So maybe I'll just have a quick video on how it turned out. I don't know if I have the time. I got a lot of ideas for videos, but don't have a lot of time to make them. Forgot to mention that we are in the process of buying a property. Oh, cool. Cool. Is that outside of the city, doing all the last bits and pieces? Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. You're going to set up a permanent rig. Okay. Oh. Yep, not too far from the city, but very dark skies. Nice. Oh, you're also building them. Cool. That's nice. One day that's the goal. That would be the goal, to build an observatory. It's in a Bordeaux too. Wow. Nice. Yeah. That should give you some really good pictures. You won't have to worry about dual band filters as much. But let's see here. Oh, set up proper observatory, too difficult setting up and taking down the C11 every time. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's pretty heavy scope, I would think. Plus the counterweights. So I have the foundation laid with the 3 piers down. Cool. Are you going to have 3 setups at once to rune? See, have I ever played with an atmospheric dispersion corrector? No, I haven't. Have you ever, James? I'll have to build my own dome, yeah. Yeah, are you thinking about to ruin have a roll off roof with like those rollers? You can just sort of roll it off. Oh, you didn't know if it existed until last week. Yeah, yeah. I heard they're really nice for planets. Just check it. Let's see here. Yeah, like let's think of a sliding roof. Yeah. Yeah, the atmospheric dispersion corrector I think is really nice. A lot of planetary imagers use them, right? So like when the planet is low in the sky, so something like Venus should help correct for the colors. You know, the different ways the colors diffract through the atmosphere. Sliding roofs. I think if I ever built one, that's how I would do it. Just a sliding roof. Like build a shed and then like, you know, have a sliding roof come off of it. So we got 3 votes for enjoying Galaxy season. All yes. I should have made it a little bit more controversial poll, probably like, which do you enjoy more, Galaxy season or Nebula season? You know, make people choose one between the other. Yep, exactly my idea, and also a nice place to chill on the side. Yep. See, we're at 35 minutes. I've also been thinking of a sliding roof, but still considering a dome if I can find one for a decent price. Yeah. Yeah, a dome I think would be less demanding in one sense, because you won't have to like slide it off every time and then like make sure that it's not going to fall down. But like whereas like a dome, you just sort of lift it up or whatever, or if it's got a motor, you just like open it up with a button. Yeah, domes can be expensive. Yeah. So I would just be kind of worried all the time that even if I had a sliding roof, I would still be worried about this. It's just like something leaking. I don't think if all my equipment is out in anything, whether it's like a dome or a shed or whatever, I would just be afraid that something would leak and just ruin everything. The dome is great for a single pier. The sliding roof one, you can have a number of them. Yeah, that's a good point too. Yep. Have a couple of rigs going in at once. So I'm gonna be right back. The scope has crossed the meridian. the mount has crossed the meridian, so I just want a real quick check to make sure that like nothing is hitting the tripod. I'll just be right back. Okay, I'm back. Scope is good. We've got some wildfires. There's some wildfires up in Canada. So there's a little bit of haze around the horizon. So luckily, like, I'm imaging right at the zenith tonight, so it's not too bad. Let's see here. What did I miss? Galaxy starting to pop. Yeah, it is. It's nice. It's got a nice bright core, I feel like. And so those two spiral arms in the middle really come out pretty easily. See, we just need a weather monitor and I close the slider as it detects rain. Yeah, that's a good idea. Those rain sensors are available in Care nowadays. Just DIY stuff. Oh, and yeah, I think a rain sensor would be really cool. How would you do that? Just like have a rain sensor attached to a Raspberry Pi or something? I've tested it already to see if it can trigger an event to close the door. Yeah, Pi. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I like Raspberry Pis. I wish they would get cheaper because they shouldn't be so expensive. Let's see. Since I last saw you on, I have had 2 good sessions. Finally got one of my 5 favorite targets, the Pillars of Creation. Yeah, that's one of mine too. It's one of mine too. It's a little bit too low in the sky here where I'm at. Like, I can, and like my house and trees kind of like block everything. So when it does become, like when it comes out during the year, I get maybe an hour and a half of total imaging time. I can do a night on it. Luckily, it's pretty bright, but like, it just means that if it's rainy for a couple of weeks or whatever, I just might kind of miss it altogether. But yeah, I was talking to Tarun about that, about how, I really like the Eagle Nebula. It's one of my favorite targets. And he and I both agree that the Trifid is good too. So I think we all agree on everything. So let's see here. How much time did you get on the Pillars of Creation? Did a few colliding galaxies and also a little oddity, the little gem nebula, or NGC 6818. Cool. Let me see. Let's see. I'm just looking up that one real quick. Oh yeah, that one's, is that? That's a pretty small nebula, no? That looks really small. I haven't done them yet because let's see. But I'd like to do like the antennae galaxy, you know, those two colliding galaxies. But again, it's like they're kind of too low in the sky, and I don't really have enough imaging time to get to those. Let's see. With my scope's focal length at 250 and 336, I can only do wide field. Yeah. I think wide field is like, if you had to choose between wide field and like real deep, longer focal lengths, I would go with wide field every time. Just because, I mean, it's not like you can't do galaxies with wide field, right? People do it all the time, but trying to get these nice grand nebulae with all their different little tendrils and everything, it's like that with a 2000 millimeter scope is really hard. Let's see. Yeah, antenna galaxies are amazing. Yeah, I agree. But they are small. I think like NGC 4038. I'm just looking up the numbers real quick. I just want to see what the field of view looks like. Yeah, this is real. Like if in my C8, like and with my camera, like the antenna galaxies would be perfect. It would line up just like it'd be a perfect like shot. But I mean, right now they're maybe 5 degrees off of the horizon. So let's see. I will buy a newt for longer focal for the next year galaxy season. Yeah. Yeah, newts are good. So when I first started, I wanted to get a newt and just put it on, you know, an atlas. And this was like back in 2016. Everything just wasn't as good in 2016, you know, like the cameras weren't quite as good. The guiding software wasn't quite as good. I mean, you had PhD too, but like, I don't know. Figuring out how to do polar alignment was more difficult. And so everybody on Cloudy now is just like, no, don't go with a Newtonian for your first setup for astrophotography. Make sure you get a refractor because there's just so much stuff that can go wrong. But yeah. See, cheap as well. 100 by 300 seconds for M16. Cool. Quattro. Yeah. Nice. That's a good session. Let's see the Quattro. Yeah. With Tarun, what's steering you towards the Quattro? Is that, I think we've right, the Lazy Geek did that, right? He got the Quattro and he seems to like it. And I think that's a good value scope. See, collimating is a pain in the wrong place. Yeah. Yeah. Cost, yeah. Yep. Yeah, you get a lot of bang for a buck with a Newtonian. NGC 67, 69, 67, 70, 67, 71, NGC 48, 67 through 68. Other two colliding galaxies I get. Let me look those up. Are those only... I'm going to look those up real quick. Let me see. It's hard to memorize all these NGC numbers. Must be a southern hemisphere target, or at least in the south. I can't see it in Stellarium. Let's see here. That was for NGC 67, 69. Let's try NGC 35, 67. Yeah, that's a little bit higher. Oh, the sign. So that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember them either. Or buy a C8 or a C6 used from somewhere. Yeah, that's what I did. I bought the C8 used during COVID. Number one, it was cheaper, and like C8s are pretty good scopes. So I mean, the focal length is a lot longer, so that's something you have to deal with. You can get some, you can get focal reducers for it, or whatever too. You can take that 2,000 millimeter focal length, and Celestron makes like that 0.63 focal reducer, so I think that would bring it down to like 1,300 millimeters or so. Yeah, some of them are southern hemisphere. Another interesting one I did is NGC 6300. Let me check that one out. You must have had a couple of good nights. Oh, that's another one. It looks like southern hemisphere. I guess I'll have to Google it. I'm just using Stellarium. Oh, that's a pretty galaxy. I think galaxies are my favorite things to image. Like when I got into it, it's like I want to do galaxies, and that's why I wanted to get a Newtonian. Oh yeah, the 67, 69, and 71 that's a really cool triplet of galaxies there. Man, you guys have all the cool targets in the southern hemisphere. Messier 64, the Black Eye Galaxy. Wow. Yeah, you've been pretty prolific with your imaging, it looks like. We've had a little bit of, it's been a little bit rainy here the last couple of weeks, so I haven't had a chance to get anything too much except finishing up M101 that I did. Tarun says, and use my RedCat as my guide scope. Yeah. Yeah. I think if you want that focal length, I would go with an off-axis guider. Like it's a little bit harder to get used to, but it's definitely worth it. So you have an amazing image of M64. That's cool. Do you have any way to share it? Do you have like an astrobin or anything they could show us? Yeah, big galaxy family too. 2 hours of data. Nice. Another galaxy in that triplet view. Let me check. Yeah, I'm just looking at the first image that I saw that popped up on Google. Went to that website. Yeah, let me see if there's a wider field view. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, there is another one. So I got 4 galaxies in one shot. Nice. 2 nights. Yep. Quick and dirty. Good. That's the way to do it sometimes, especially when there's so many targets you want to do so much. Sometimes you just gotta do it. I think the coolest one I ever did was like the coma cluster. I don't know if you have ever done that one before. I think I did that in my RC, but like the collimation was off a little bit or something, and so it came out with like a little bit of a soft image, which was disappointing. But those galaxies are kind of soft anyway, so. But it was just kind of cool because like in the image that I had, there are basically no stars, and it was just all galaxies. I don't think I have that one on my astrobin. Oh, I do. I think. Yeah, I've got it. But like the collimation was off for that one, so I'll put the link in there for everybody. Yeah, there you go. That's the coma cluster one I did. Like, it's not the best image, but just like there's one star in that image, like, and that's it. Like everything else is just a galaxy. So, Arcarian's chain, yeah, or 201 pick, yeah, that's cool too. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Look up coma cluster. I think it's visible from southern hemisphere too. I mean, I didn't do a good job on it. Like, not enough exposure time. You know, like soft image because collimation in my RC was out. But I mean, I was in that when I took that, I was probably in like a Bortle 5-6 zone. So, and it was pretty high in the sky. So it was, but I only had a couple of nights to do it. So yeah, Leo. Yeah. Yeah, I want to do the coma cluster again. Maybe with a little bit wider field. Maybe I'll do it with my if I ever get the chance to get it, like, what was I going to say? With my 80 millimeter, I don't know what the field of view would like on that dome. Maybe it'd be too small. But you see where's the coma cluster at right now? It's probably somewhere. 48, 89. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's west, so it would have probably would have wanted to take pictures of that 3 months ago. It's too west for me now. My house will get it away. You can see my M8 there in Astrobin. Oh, cool. Let's see. Tarun, do you have a link to your Astrobin? Maybe I should just check. Maybe I can search in Astrobin and see. Oh, I think I found you. Oh, nice. Those are good images. I think let me just make sure. Yeah, looks like I've seen one of M81, M82. I really like that image. It's a good framing. Oh yeah, the lagoon. That's nice. Yeah, that's a good one. I like what you did, you know, with the framing of that too. And the stars, I like the stars. They're like, they stand out in the image, but they're like not overwhelming. So I think that's really cool. That's a great picture. Yeah. Turin, how long have you been doing astrophotography? Six years. Yeah, that's about what I've been doing it too. About 6, 7 years. So cool. I accidentally left the YouTube page. Like, I went back on the YouTube page. I was afraid the stream ended. Hopefully it didn't end or anything. Let's see. YouTube doesn't allow us to post URLs, just the, oh, only the host. Oh, maybe I can change that. Let's see here. I'm seeing if I can change that here. Let's see. I don't think I can change it. It's not letting me. I have to look into it later and see. Let's see. Was a DSLR and tripod guy with my new tracking for a few years and got an SGP and now have 3 mounts and 2 scopes that my wife doesn't know about. Nice. Yeah. I was a DSLR person too for a long time. Let's see. What will happen if she ever does find out? Tarun, will we be in trouble? I would probably be in trouble. Yeah. Some great deal coming out in those arms now. Yeah. Like, let's see. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. I think I'm gonna have to use the app that I made to figure out how much exposure time I'll want. But hopefully it's not going to be too soft. I am going with the 30-second exposures. So let me check the guiding real quick. Guiding is 0.64. That's nice. I mean, that's as good a guiding as I ever get. So nothing she knows I'm astronaut and she feeds into my hobby as she's gifted. Oh, good. Yeah. There was I saw a short from somebody. What was the guy's is it Deep Space Astro? Is that the name of the he did a short. Yeah, I think it's Deep Space Astro. He did a short where he's like, guys, I gotta share something personal with you. It's like my wife of so many years has said she doesn't love me anymore. And then in the background you hear a voice, I didn't say that, I said you can't buy any more Astro equipment. And he's like, it's the same thing. So I thought that was funny. I think I'm getting a little bit of haze though, because the SNR of the guide star has been dropping. It was like over 200, and now it's only like 170-ish. So I think it's like smoke or haze. There have been some wildfires in Canada, I think, and it's been drifting down a bit. Let's see. I also think that I want to do an autofocus and maybe do a meridian flip real quick. Give me 1 second. That's so many windows. Wait till this last image goes through. Okay, one more image. Then we'll do it. We'll flip and then we'll refocus. Okay. Am I dithering? Have I been dithering? I've not been dithering. It has been dithering, okay. Once I set up and start imaging, I go to sleep and take care of everything automatically in a say or two. Yeah, that's nice. I think Ecos could do that. I do that sometimes where I just let like K-stars take care of everything. But sometimes there's always something that happens and there's like a bug. I don't know why. Like it'll suddenly just go to a different part of the sky and start imaging there. And I think it's just before I didn't know that in K-stars, there's a setting that you can use that will check to make sure you're on the same, that like you're in the right place every so many frames. And then if it's not, it'll readjust. So, okay, I'm doing the meridian flip now. But I've done that a couple of times. But after a while, I was sort of like, I don't know, like whenever I do that, it's like leaving my equipment outside where it could rain or something could happen to it. I just don't sleep very well. And I wake up like 5 times a night, like, oh my gosh, I gotta go check on my telescope, make sure everything's okay. So yeah, Nina and ASIR have changed the way I do AP and just made it easy. Yep. Yeah. K-star is the same way. I'm too paranoid to go to sleep while imaging. Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm just afraid something will happen. I mean, things sometimes happen even when I'm not sleeping. Like a couple of years ago, I was imaging and it started out clear and I thought it was going to be clear. And then like 11:30 at night, like it's the winter time, it started to kind of like rain and drizzle and sleet and stuff, almost started to snow. And I was like, I don't know, it scared me. I thought I had like ruined my telescope. Okay, let's go ahead and complete solve. Maybe it'll change when I have an observatory. Yeah, I think it will. I think Tarun's idea too of like getting a weather, some sort of like rain detector would be great. I know they have all sky cams, that if it detects clouds, they've got programs that will like shut everything down or whatever. And that's one thing too. Our winters are very predictable. It'll stay clear for days without a drop of rain. That's nice. Here, like the winters are. This winter that we just had was pretty bad. Like, I don't know if I ever had in a few months like clear nights when it wasn't like a full moon or anything. Like it was just, I just didn't have, like it would get clear for a couple nights and then rain for like 5 days and or longer, or it would just be cloudy a lot of the time. So cheap weather station do that job. Yeah, that would be good. That's a good idea too. Okay, let's see. We're on the target. I'm going to go ahead and do another autofocus. hopefully it'll behave and do its job in autofocus. While we're talking though, I do have 5 images that we're downloading I can add to the stack. So we'll get about 50 minutes of exposure time. Oh. Doesn't seem like it's focusing. Well, I mean, it is focusing, so maybe it was too close to focus. I'm not exactly sure, but might redo the focus one more time just to be sure. It always scares me when it starts out like position 1, then position 2 it doesn't improve, and position 3 doesn't improve. Like, is my autofocus broken? Like, is it not moving? Is there just that much backlash? I think we'll do it one more time just to make sure. $16,463 was where it was at. Or you guys have fun. Have to start my day. Okay, you too. Thanks, Tarun. Have a good day. Hope everything goes well. I wonder if I was out of focus earlier. A little bit. I don't know. Well, yeah, good night, clear skies. Thank you. If it was out of focus, I don't think it was too bad. Okay, I got two different answers on where the perfect focus is on that one. I'm going to try it one more time. I guess this is where I should get a batten-off mask and double check things. Sorry, our clearance rate. Oh, no worries. Tarun, welcome back. Tarun has left. I guess he had to go. His day started. I'm just double checking my focus because I did it twice and I got kind of two different answers for where the perfect focus was. And I did it 3 times. Now it's like at the average of the 2 different points. So I think I'm fine with this result. Yeah, there we go. Work interferes so much with their hobby. Yes. Yep, I got to go to work tomorrow, so. Okay, we're just going to double check the alignment, start the guiding, and then it'll be good. Let's hopefully still have a guide star after the meridian flip. Yeah, still got one. Still having a few hassles with my EAF. Yeah. Yeah, it can be challenging. Like sometimes I do too. And I'm not sure if it's like the EAF as much as it is like the settings on my software that like K-stars or whatever is just, you know, I've got the wrong parameters in there. Okay, I think that should be a good enough star. Okay, we'll start again. With your EAF, what are you using to control it? Just ZWO software, ZWO software? Or Nina? Nina, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably similar. Like, to Nina, so K-stars is similar. I don't know what kind of algorithms they use. So with this one, I've just been using a linear algorithm, which is fine. Basically, it like fits a parabola to the points and then goes to the center point. There's also, this is like the one pass version. There's also a two pass version where it'll do it once and then go back to like where it kind of started. So like back to like the second point and then redo it until it finds the center again. And it's supposed to be better with backlash. So maybe if like there's a little bit of backlash in the system, like in the focuser, maybe that could be one way to do it. Similar, but I can never get a nice parabola. Yeah. The other thing too is like, so the mechanics of this, so it'll say like the initial step size, and that'll just determine how much it like turns the focuser. Then the max travel determines how much is like the maximum travel. So you can see here it goes from like 16,700 here. Like that's the whatever the step is for the motor, goes all the way to 16,300. So there's like 500 steps in between these. If that isn't big enough, then it's not going to give you a parabola. Like it'll just kind of be a straight line. So I've had trouble like going between scopes. So like my 80 millimeter refractor to my C8, like the travel distance has to be different because the focuser is different. And so I think on my 80 millimeter, if I have 600 max travel, it'll just take it way out of focus. Like it won't even be able to detect stars. So like when I was first using my C8, it would be at like 200. And so it would go between like the 4 and the 6. I would never get a parabola. It would just be kind of like a straight line. You could never figure out the parabola. And so like I had to make this distance bigger. So we would get a nice range of values. I think it might be my issue. I just need to find the correct settings for the C11. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure Nina has something similar here. Also, like the max step size, if that is too small here, then it like you won't see any differences between, you know, the different images when it takes it, and so it won't be able to make a parabola either. Like it'll go like 10 times and then they'll all be the same value. So Yeah, I've definitely had my share of problems where I thought something was wrong with the focuser, or I thought something was wrong like with the actual telescope focuser or something. But just playing around those settings kind of fixed it. So yeah, it's imaging again. We've got about 3 more minutes of exposure. That's on the Pi, and it's downloading to my PC. I'm downloading them about 4 images at a time, so like 2 minutes. I think that the 30-second exposures are not too bad. I have a feeling it'll probably be a little bit softer image than the 15-second M101, but the galaxy itself is a little bit smaller, so I don't think you might not notice it as much. Like with M101, it covered up such a large field, or such a large portion of the sensor, that I kind of wanted it to be sharper too. Been playing around with different time settings too. Yeah. Yep. What's the time setting you've been mostly using? Has it been like 2 minutes? I guess it probably also depends on whether you're shooting narrowband. For narrowband, usually I'm about 5 minutes. I try to get 5-minute exposures, just because I'm using a smaller scope. I can get away with it. 15 or 30 seconds recently. Yeah. Yeah, I think with broadband, anything longer than 15 or 30 seconds is overkill. I have a one-shot color only. Yeah. But you have, did you say that? I know Tarun had said he had a dual narrowband filter. Do you have one of those as well? Because with that, I would think you would still want longer exposures. Up along L Pro, yeah. Okay, let's see. Also an L Extreme. That's my, oh, okay, I'll check it out. Let's see. Let's see here. Yep, nice. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, these are good images. These are great images. Let's see. I really like the horse head. It's a great image. You just have to log in real quick to Instagram because it's not letting me pull up the larger images. I put my very rough unpolished images there. Very quick stretch. You were through a 72 ED. Cool. Did you like that scope? What's the focal length on that? Is that like it's like an probably is it a quick scope like a f4, f3.5 or so? Yeah. You love it, yeah. Yeah, very quick. Oh yeah. NGC 6744, that's a great image too. I don't think we have that one. Let me check and see. Oh, 5.8. Yeah, that's it. I think that's about average. Do you feel flatten reduces it? Yep. 420. Yeah. Same here. So my Orion 80 millimeter is, I think at native it's like f7.5, so it's 600 millimeter focal length. And then I have like a 0.8 reducer, so it brings it down to like, I don't know, what's 7.5 times 0.8? I do this all the time. It's like 6, so like an f6 scope. So let me check Stellarium, see if we've got GC 6744. Nope, don't have that one. Is that the Southern Pinwheel? Is that one they call the Southern Pinwheel, or is that something else? Oh, the cat's eye, the cat's eye one. Or the black eye, sorry. Yeah. That's a cool galaxy too. I need to get that. Oh, I see the the interacting galaxies. That's really cool. Let's see, Southern Pinwheel. M83. Oh, okay. Third one down on the right. Okay, I'll check that one out. Oh, yep. Awesome. The cat's spawn everywhere. All these are really good. It's C11 is not an easy scope either. I don't think. Like, how is the guiding on that? Is that it seems like you have to, yeah, very quick stretches. Yeah, there have been, you know, I feel like sometimes I feel like quick stretches are sometimes like all you really need to do sometimes. I was reading a forum on Cloudy Nights about how sometimes people tend to do too much when like just a stretch would be sufficient. So yeah, I like them. I like the images. Yeah, but that NGC 6744 that's a really beautiful structure for the galaxy too. It's cool. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I love seeing all the astro images. It's really cool what people can do. I mean, oh my gosh, like when I was a kid, if I would have known that, I mean, how fast like things would progress in astronomy, like at an amateur level, I would have been so stoked to grow up. But like Like I remember looking at, I don't know, like, you know, elementary school, taking home a book on astronomy and just looking at the pictures of the galaxies and nebulae and stuff like that, and then watching documentaries on what Hubble did. And it was like, whoa, this is really cool. And then think I had like an actual magazine from some sort of telescope vendor, and they had amateur astronomers posting their pictures up. And this is like, you know, back in the 90s or whatever. And I was like, you can take pictures of galaxies with your own camera? It was crazy. What I like about NGC 6744 is that you can see the orbiting dwarf galaxy on it. Yeah. Southern target is, yeah. I was checking that. I was like, can I image that? And I can't. Can't. Maybe one day I will. But yeah, that's a really cool target. Like, yeah. Let's see. Dwarf galaxy opening it. Yeah. That's cool. I blew my mind imaging the horse head on my very first night doing this. Then again with the pillars of creation. Yeah, no, I could get it. Yeah. Yep. Same. It's like, you know, the pillars of the creation is like one of the things I definitely remember seeing is like on these documentaries that Hubble did. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. You know, it must be a super powerful telescope to even get that far, you know, and see those things. And I mean, not to say that it isn't, but like I had no idea you'd be able to image it with your own equipment from home and get like decent results. Yeah, me too. Me too. And even like this galaxy is just so cool. It's just such a cool galaxy. Yeah. Yep. Turns out there's a lot that Hubble imaged that we can all image. You know. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, too much excitement. Yep. I was exactly the same way. So when I first started out, like like I lived super light polluted place, um, and if I really wanted to image anything with the unmodified DSLR I was using, like I had to go to a dark site. There's no other way of doing it. And like you can only do that so many times, right? So maybe I did it once a month, once every 2 months. And when I got there, like I set up everything, you know, I'd want to take a picture of just everything that I could. And it was just fun, you know, just like I didn't care that I didn't have 20 hours on one target or whatever. I just wanted to like look at things, you know, through the viewfinder or whatever. Not the viewfinder, but the LCD screen. Like I remember going the first time trying to figure out how to set up the telescope, how to do polar alignment. Had everything set up. There was no computer. It was just a telescope mount with, you know, the hand controller, DSLR on it. It's like, I'm going to do Andromeda tonight because I thought it was like an easier target. And like I did like a 5-minute exposure on it, no guiding, like I didn't have a guide scope or anything. And like it came out, the stars were a little bit trailing. Like my polar alignment wasn't the best, but like you could see, you know, structure in that image. Like it was amazing. Like blew my mind. And then stayed up later that night, and Andromeda was like kind of setting, and then Orion was coming up. It's like, okay, I'll take a couple of pictures of Orion. And I'd like took like a minute picture, and like boom, like it was just crazy. It's kind of why I do every time, yeah, especially with the galaxies. Yeah, the galaxies are cool. There's so many galaxies. I mean, there's galaxies everywhere. Just don't have time. Like between clear nights and everything, like there's just not enough time to do all the galaxies. It's really amazing how things have advanced so quickly for me and made life so much easier. Everything is automated and relatively easy to work out. Just a couple years back, it was such a hassle. Yeah. Yep. I was using APT, and I liked it. I just didn't like having a laptop out there, like my laptop. I didn't have a way to control it. And so it's like, well, I saw on the Astro Imaging channel that they were like using K-stars and Ecos with Raspberry Pis, and that was kind of like the basis for a lot of different systems that came after it. And so it's like, okay, I'll just get a Raspberry Pi and see what I can do. And like K-stars is just like same thing as Nina, except it's kind of like all in one package. So I feel like with Nina, you have to like download plugins to get exactly what you want, which is fine. Like I'm not against that, but like I just got used to K-stars, and so I didn't want to change to anything else. And like Nina is Windows only, I think, and K-stars is you know, Linux or whatever, and so it works well on Raspberry Pi, and so I just kept with it. But I think now if I was just transitioning to like the sort of more automated software, I would probably go with Nina and like buy a used PC, you know, because Raspberry Pis are almost as much as used PCs. The only plugin I have tried using was Hocus Pocus, otherwise nothing. Yeah. Does Queeve, does he have, he's got his setup. I think he's got some videos, right, of what he uses, what plugins he uses. And I think he gets pretty good results with that. I'm just not an expert in Nina as much. I run a mini PC myself. Yeah. 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 Now I don't think that it's like we've got some star trailing or something. Some of the images. But yeah. Just check. Maybe I should go back to 15-second exposures. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like most of the images are fine. But it looks like it did stack a bad image. And you can see the trailing here. So it must have been some bad guiding or something. Oh well, that's what you do when you don't check the quality of images before you stack them. Let me see, make sure my guiding is okay. looks okay. I don't know. Something happened. Can you stack using images from different sessions using different time runs? Yeah, you should be able to. What are you using? If you do, how do you do darks? So if you're using like something like Deep Sky Stacker, there should be the different tabs, and you just put the tabs in. Like you put the light frames from one night with the darks that you took that night. So if you're doing like 15-second exposures, you just put it. So Cyril, yeah, okay. I would use Cyrillic, and maybe you've seen the video on that. You can. I'm pretty sure you can just have different sessions, and then in my video, I think I said that you can use like a master dark and a bias frame for or whatever for all your different sessions. Don't do that. Just put in like your 15-second lights for one session with your 15-second darks for that session and your flats, and then add another session for Cyrillic, and then put in like your 30-second lights and your 30-second darks and the flats for that night, and it should stack. You may have to. I would, once you do that though, check the resulting fits file. Like just check the whatever it is, whatever you call it, the header or all the information to make sure that all the image is stacked. It should tell you. So like and that information. So let me just see. So if I look at the fits header for one of these, it'll tell me like, whether it's a 16-bit image, whether I'm binning, and then down in the fits header, it'll probably say something like number of images stacked, something like that. Like I can't remember. Let me pull it up. I'll pull up one of my stacked images. I'll tell you exactly what that thing is called. Because I had this problem trying to stack the 1700 images or the 2700 images. It wouldn't stack everything because it was too short of exposures. It wasn't finding all the stars, so I had to like redo some stuff. Let's see, M101. Let me look at M101. Okay. Yeah, so let's see, fits header. So there is, when Cyril stacks it, it will give you a fits header, and it'll give you like all the information from the stack. And let me see if I can find. Yeah, it'll say stack count equals, and then so if you have like ASI fits view, you could open it up. You could even, I think Cyril probably also, you can also look at the fits header. So yeah, here, I pulled it up. I don't know if you can see it though. Yeah, you can't see it. I'll just put it in the, just right click on the fits header to make sure that you've stacked all of them. I'm not sure if this is interesting or not. But it'll say like that. So that's, but like if you right click on the resulting Cyril image, you'll see in the fits header something that says stack count. And for the stack that I did, it had 1,700 pictures in it. And I realized that I was missing about 1,000 images. And so I had to go back and kind of restack things with different settings. Yeah. Yeah. So you can definitely stack different nights with different exposures. People do it a lot uh, with the Orion Nebula because they want kind of a longer exposure to get all of the detail in the outer kind of parts of the nebula. But if they get too much exposure, then the core blows out. So they combine it with shorter exposures. That doesn't blow out the core, and you can stack them all together, and you'll get kind of like a better image. Yeah, play around with it. Cyrillic, I think, makes it a lot easier because you can put in the sessions. It'll create the scripts for you or whatever, and it just works. Let's see. Maybe I can change this real quick. So if okay, I'm going to just change this real quick so you can see what the fits header looks like. I think it should. Oh, did I break it? Maybe I broke it. Where is it? 0. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's not showing up here either. I can't make it show up. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Oh my goodness, it's huge. Give me 1 second. I've broken things. Yeah, I don't, for some reason, OBS is like being weird. So I can't, it's not letting me show it. But so we'll redo it. I feel I have broken it. Here we go. Okay. Yep. Yeah, let's see. I've broken the stream. I don't know what's happening. All right, I'm gonna, give me 1 second. All right, there we go. Let's just move it down. Yeah, that's fine. There we go. Back in business. So, yeah, I'll do a video on it. Sorry, I couldn't get it to work. We could probably just real quick, I could probably. Yeah, there we go. Maybe that works. That was an easier solution. Okay, good. Yeah, that's just the fits header. And then somewhere here at this stack count. So right now we're at 133 frames, 131 frames, I mean. So okay. Go back to this view. Let's see. Go ahead and end the poll. Guess we don't need it anymore. Okay, let's see. Like the tiny galaxy on the left. This one? Yeah, I like that one too. Let's see. Zoom into it. Looks like there are a couple here. Two right here. It looks like. Is that the one you're looking at? Hi, Dave. How are you? We're just live stacking here. If I can get it centered. There we go. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, those are cool. Looks like there are a couple that are around. You can kind of see are not quite stars. Looks like there's one here, a couple here. I think these are some galaxies too. There's probably a lot in here. So, let's see, good, thanks. Just out of bed to let the dogs out. 6:47 here in Cyprus. Wow. Wow. Well, thanks for joining us. It's 11:48 where I'm at night, so let's see. I'm looking at a page on Cloudy Nights with the galaxies listed on the image. Loads of them. Yeah. Yep. Yep. (3:48 p.m. here). Yeah, the internet's cool. We can all see each other. Oh, I should probably like add some more images to the stack, huh? That might be a good idea. That's why we're all here. Let's see, okay, so I've got about 2.5 minutes more. Dave, are you familiar with how I've been doing stuff? Have I explained this? I'll explain it just in case. So like I've got my Raspberry Pi out there and it's downloading the images from, my camera. and then I download those to my computer, and I put them in a folder for Cyril to stack. So it's sort of a manual process. What equipment are you using? I have a C8, like an old Celestron C8 that I bought used, attached to a ZWO 294 monochrome, and right now it's just luminance filter, and all of that's on an HEQ5 mount, and I'm using Celestron off-axis guider. So yeah, that's the equipment. And all of this is being controlled by my Raspberry Pi and K-Stars. Let's see. I have it set to stop at 200 images. I'm gonna double check to make sure we haven't hit that limit yet. If we have, then I'll just redo it. At 180 images so far. Hopefully the weather will be good tomorrow and I can get some RGB data. And that way I at least have a color image at the end of a couple of days. See, looks like my forecast is clouded out for the next week, but never trust forecasts here. Yeah. Hopefully it changes. Hopefully it clears up. We may have good skies tomorrow and Saturday. That's good. Yep, hopefully praying, yep. Yeah. Let me double check the weather. I think it's supposed to be pretty clear where I'm at the next few days. Thursday night, clear to partly cloudy. Friday, rain. Saturday, a few clouds. Mostly cloudy, partly cloudy. Well, maybe it'll get clear by the time the new moon comes out. Back in Qatar next week for a month. Oh, yeah. Is that? Yeah, work gets in the way of everything, huh? Like I would image probably to 3 a.m. if I could tonight, but I got work tomorrow. So. I feel like we're getting some good detail out of image. It's amazing what you can do with just live stacking nowadays. I mean, I guess I could do live stacking with Deep Sky Stack where there's a, oh no. There's a DSS Live tool that you can download, I think. I used to do that when I was in a Dark Sky site a couple of times. Would just Deep Sky Stack things as they came in, just so I could see how the image was going. Do you have calibration frames in your live stack? I just have 2. So I have 1 flat frame and 1 dark frame. So if I zoom out a little bit, you can see some of the dust spots here. Oh no. Cyril crashed on me. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll bring up Cyril again. I'll restack the images. 0 crashed. I guess this is what happens when you're using a beta version. Yeah, this is going to be weird. It's bringing up GIMP for some reason. Okay, give me 1 second. So many technical difficulties. There we go. Okay. Fun times. Let's see. Do you have, let's see. Technical diffs are just the norm for this hobby. Yeah, that's right. I'd rather it be 0 crashing than like my telescope crashing. So let's see. Let me go ahead and restack all of this stuff. Okay, so we are going to see 160 frames being stacked in real time. So we'll see how things improve. So give me 1 second, and hopefully it won't crash again. I mean, it might. Who knows? So it's going to start stacking them all. I think. Yeah. There we go. So tell me about it. Yeah, technical difficulties, yeah. At least it's not my telescope. It's not the telescope. Okay, here we go. Whew. So it's we're getting back up there. It's stacking again. Okay, there we go. Let me go and double check that we're still taking images. We're at 196 out of 200. It's so crazy though, like how much improvement happens with just like the first few stacks, and then it feels like it gets slower and slower after that. I guess, you know, that's the way it works. So I don't think I will be doing very much more zooming into C-roll to look at things. I think that's what crashed it, because it was trying to stack at the same time. It was just too much. So Dave, what is your favorite type of target? Nebulae or galaxies? At the moment, I've been galaxies, but no real preference. Yeah, they're all good. They're all fun. I agree. I think I generally like the idea of the galaxies more, but then when I get to processing them, it's a lot harder for me because of the light pollution. Whereas like nebula, you can use all different filters and stuff to keep that in check. I bet I have. Okay, let's reset the jobs. Make sure I'm still guiding. Guiding's okay. Might do another round of focusing here, like an autofocus in a few minutes. I was solar yesterday in M101 a few nights ago. Yeah, I did M101 too a couple weeks ago. I like M101. It's a cool target. I haven't done solar ever. It'd be nice to one day do it. Yeah, James. Yep, it's expensive just to try it. Yep. Plus, I don't know when I would ever have time to do solar in between work and stuff. Get a cheap white light filter to put over the front for just to try. Yeah, that's true. I've got one of those white light filters. I did it for the Mercury transit. So a few years back, a couple years ago, you know, when Mercury went across the sun, I got like one of those cheaper solar filters. I'm getting more and more behind on like moving the images from the Pi to my main computer. So I've still got, I don't know, about 9 minutes of data that's on the Pi that hasn't moved over yet, but it's not too bad. So I think I've figured out a way also, you know, the sharpening tool I've been trying to develop. I think I've figured out a way to do color images with it without having to retrain the network. So, I mean, yeah, I'll have probably a video out Saturday or something, Sunday, sometime, like about how it'll work. Yeah, you can use it soon. You could use it now if you wanted to. What you can do is, like in Photoshop, convert your color image to lab space, and then use that luminance save that as a TIFF file, and then put it into the sharpening tool, and then paste that sharpened image into the luminance of the lab space, and then recombine the image. It's a little bit complicated, but and that's basically I think what I'm going to do with it is just convert color images to lab space and then sharpen the luminance and then recombine it. That way I won't have to worry about training each of the different filters and how I'll do that, like all the different, like the RGB, like do those have to be trained differently? I don't think they would have to be, but like how do you combine it at the end? I don't know. Yeah, wait for the video, yeah. So and I think I've got a few ideas about how to improve it even more. I've been like, I don't know. I've tried so many different ways of improving it. I've got so many different iterations of the model and more complex models and less complex models and stuff. I think I'm losing guiding. Oh, yep. I think clouds have moved in or something. I'm going to check real quick. Maybe the telescope has gone behind the house. Let me check. Not that it's gone, but yeah. Yeah, it seems like it's gotten pretty hazy out there, so you can't really make out anything unless I've just totally lost focus, which I don't think I have. I think it's just too hazy. Let me just check real quick. A couple more things just to make sure. Yeah, I think that's it for tonight. I think a little bit of like we've got some smoke, I think, coming in from Canada from some wildfires. Can't speak, from some wildfires, and plus a little bit of fog or something has moved in. So I think I'll end the stream here because I'm not going to get any more images. I'll probably just add the few. I'll go ahead and download the images that are on the Pi, and then stack those. And after that's done, it'll be done. So yeah. But yeah, that's a bummer. I was hoping I'd get a little bit more time tonight. And it's not that did it move away? Maybe I'm not at the right spot anymore. No, it's just cloud and haze, it looks like. Just messing everything up. So yep, it's not going to solve. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Let me go ahead and stack these last few images for you. We can see what the final result kind of looks like. It'll be about, I don't know, 95, 97 minutes of data. I don't think that's too bad. If tomorrow night's clear, maybe I'll do another stream, depending on if it's clear and if I have the energy. So yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching us. See you all later, or hopefully later. Hopefully I have a stream out soon. Another stream. The new moon is coming up, and that's always nice. And it's nice that the moon isn't rising until about 1 a.m. anyway. So, yep. Thanks, Dave. Cheers. Have a good day. Good day at work. Bye.